Hello, hello, beautiful people. Let me make sure that my mic is working. Okay. I believe we're good. Can everybody hear me loud and clear? A little bit of a late stream tonight. We've been early here recently, but today we're here at about 7-ish p.m. my time, so a little bit of a late one. You might be wondering, why are you not on your face cam? Why can't we see you? That is weird. I got a reason for that. I slept like, I don't know, 5 hours last night. I had something wake me up today, and I decided not to go back to bed. I was like, we might as well start the day. So I slept like 5 hours last night. I'm dragging today. I'm gonna be honest with you. I am dragging today. Decided not to go back to sleep, so I'm chilling in my robe. All right, there. That's your reasoning. I'm chilling in my robe, man. I'm not face cam ready, but for some reason I decided, hey, you know what? I feel like doing a stream. I want to do a stream. I want to talk about a topic that we haven't really talked about here before. I mean, we definitely have, but it doesn't come up a whole lot. So I was like, you know what? We might not be stream ready, but we're still gonna stream anyway, and that's why we're not running the face cam today. AP first in chat. What is up, dude? What's up, Ace? Hi, hello. How you doing? Edward, what's up? Sanchez, my boy, how you doing? Yeah, so we got a bit of a different topic today. We're going to be talking about anchoring. Now, some of you might be familiar with that. That might be a completely new term to some of you. I don't know, but we are going to talk about that today. Of course, everything that we talk about here on the channel falls in line with acceptance, falls in line with the two keys. What are the two keys? Don't fight with those thoughts and feelings and live your life. So I don't want anyone to see, different stream topics that you're not used to and think, oh God, he's changing it up on us. No, I'm not changing anything up on you. Don't worry about that. I'm not changing anything up on you. We're just going to explore some different topics and see how that goes. Sky, how you doing today? Hello, Wonder Bro. Hello, Kay. How are you doing? Make sure to like the video. Yes, I would appreciate it, guys. I would appreciate it. What is up, Truth? Welcome. So we're going to get this party started in just a moment. Like I said, I didn't really plan to stream today. In fact, I was just going to have a lazy day today, but it's not going that way. I don't feel right. I need to do my stream, right? I feel incomplete. So we're here. Chat is starting to fill up, so we might as well go ahead and get started in just a second. Let me check a few things first. All right. Okay. So, what is anchoring? Now, like I said at the beginning of the stream, let me clear my throat here. Like I said at the beginning of this stream, everything that we talk about here on the channel, right, comes back to the two main keys in some way, shape, or form. The two main keys are not to fight with your thoughts and feelings and live your life. Some of you may be familiar with the term anchoring. Some of you maybe not so much. Let's talk about it. Now, when we talk about not following, which is what we used to say, and now we tend to say not fighting with your negative thoughts, a lot of people find themselves struggling with that. Right, they find themselves struggling with that. So I tell people all the time, hey, when a thought comes, just remind yourself that you're not going to go there, you're not going to fight with it, you just accept it, you let it be there, but then you turn the attention and the focus back to living your life, right? And then you rinse and repeat that process. As many times as need be. You are breaking the habit of worry. So it's a lot of catching, rinse, and repeating. Now, a lot of people kind of struggle with that, right? The worry habit is so strong for a lot of people that they have a lot of difficulty staying out of the mind. Now, I'm not talking about just intrusive thoughts that come and then, you don't go that route, you accept it, and then focus goes elsewhere. I'm also talking about being in your mind with worry over symptoms, right? This applies to all of the above. A lot of people struggle with that. I can't get out of my mind. I can't stop fighting every thought. I can't stop worrying about every symptom, right? It's all worry at the end of the day. I can't stop worrying over what that thought said. I can't stop worrying over this situation. I can't stop worrying over that feeling. I can't stop worrying over that symptom. It's all worry at the end of the day. A lot of people struggle with that, right? Living your life is very clear and simple and to the point. right? So that's easy to understand, but a lot of people struggle with that other of the two main keys, staying out of that mental kind of hogwash, right? So we're going to talk about anchoring. Anchoring might be something that you can add to your little toolbox here to help you follow these two keys, right? Anchoring is picking something. Okay, it's been a while since we've talked about this here on the channel. Anchoring is picking something in your reality, right? Whether it's something you're doing, an activity that you're currently involved in, whether it's a sound that's around you, whatever. It's something that you can take the focus from doing the worrying. Okay, you catch yourself doing the worrying, then you take the focus to some sort of anchor, whether that's your current activity at hand, whether that's a sound that's around you, a visual that's around you, whatever you're doing in the moment, right? Your valued task in the moment. Anchoring is to purposely redirect the attention to something in reality, right? Like I said, it's been a while since we've talked about this topic on stream, and there's a reason for that. I feel like a lot of people overcomplicate this, right? A lot of people tend to overcomplicate this. Understand that anchoring is nothing more than redirecting the focus, energy, and attention to something in reality to help you not fight with that thought, or to help you not add second fear to that symptom, right? What is second fear? Worry. So understand that anchoring is nothing more than something to redirect your focus, energy, and attention to get you to stop doing the mental worry over that situation, that physical symptom, that mental intrusive thought, whatever it is, whatever the trigger is, doesn't matter. Anchoring is just taking the attention and placing it on something besides doing that, right? Besides doing the worry. So a lot of people struggle with that, wonder, bro, I got all these thoughts coming in, I've got all these physical symptoms, can't get out of my mind, can't stop the worry, can't break this habit. Well, maybe you can add an anchor to your toolbox. So next time that you decide that, okay, I just had that thought, it is what it is, little accepting reminder we call it, it is what it is, right? I'm going to go back to living, the two main keys right there, and you're having trouble with that. You can't seem to stop worrying, you said it is what it is, but 2 seconds later you're right back up there following every negative thought and blah 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 and just fighting, right? Thank you so much for that. Thank you so much. That scared me. That scared me. So next time, and I will address that tip in just a second, next time you're trying to apply the two main keys and you're having difficulty doing that, right? This is not a new concept. This is just a little hack for you, right? A little hack. Maybe if you're having trouble with those two main keys, you can apply this hack and you can say, okay, I'm gonna continue to accept the thoughts and not fight with them, and I'm gonna continue to accept the symptoms and not fight with them, but I'm gonna use this little hack because I'm having trouble today. So when I make the decision to use these two main keys, I'm also gonna make it a point to, okay, I'm gonna redirect my focus to this video game I'm playing. I'm gonna redirect my focus to this beautiful scenery. I'm gonna redirect my focus to the sound that's around me. Right? Now, normally this is just enough to pump the brakes. Normally this is something that helps just enough to pump the brakes and really get you on track and really get you on board. Sometimes it's okay to need a little anchor, right? Sometimes it's okay to need a little crutch. Not everyone at whatever stage they're in their recovery journey can say to an intrusive thought, oh, not even going to bother with that, and then just go right back to living. Not everyone at their current stage in recovery can say, okay, well, I accept that symptom, but not even going to worry about that, and just go right back to living. Some people can, and as you become a veteran, you can too, but for a lot of people, breaking that worry habit is very, very it's very trying. It takes effort and it takes dedication. So maybe you do need an anchor. Maybe next time that intrusive thought comes, or next time that physical symptom comes, and you give yourself a little accepting reminder, okay, be there if you want, I'm going to see this through, I'm going to show my brain the truth, and then you go back to living. Maybe you also need to purposely tell yourself, but I'm going to make sure that I keep my focus. I'm going to redirect my focus here, and then the next time that thought pops up, the next time I start to notice myself worrying and adding second fear, I'm going to go back to living, and I'm going to purposely take my focus and maybe pick something. pick something specifically. That's what an anchor is, to pick something specifically to focus on for a minute. You don't have to go around your entire day doing this. Maybe it's enough just to pump the brakes for a little bit, to give you a, to give you a head start, to pull you out of a hole that you're currently in, right? So maybe you're having a really rough morning, really tough morning. Thoughts are coming, feelings are coming, and they're really, really tearing you up. And you're like, okay, I want to use these two main keys. I'm not going to fight the thoughts and feelings. I'm going to live my life. But you can't seem to do that. You're just worried. No matter, what you try to do, you just can't seem to put the brakes on. Maybe then you need an anchor. Maybe then for the next 2 minutes. Like I said, you don't have to do this all day. Maybe you want to do it a few times during your day. Maybe just for a couple minutes, just to pull you out of a hole. So you could say, okay, for the next 2 minutes, I'm going to put my focus on pick a thing, a sound or whatever. Pick a thing. 2 minutes, you're focused on your anchor. The thoughts will come back. I'm sure they will. The temptation to go the worry route will come back. I'm sure it will. You can notice that. You can accept that, and you can come right back to your anchor, right? Now, a lot of people, or maybe not a lot, but there might be a few, might say, well, Wonder Bro, this is sounding alarmingly a lot like mindfulness or meditation. Why are you not using those terms and labels here, Wonder Bro? And I'll tell you why I'm not using those terms or labels. A lot of people just overthink it, which is the opposite of what we're trying to accomplish, right? So that's why you won't see me toss around the words mindfulness or meditation a whole lot, because it just leads to more thinking, which is the complete exact opposite of what we're trying to accomplish. So I would rather tell someone, hey, if you're trying to use the two main keys, great, awesome, so proud of you. If you're having a lot of trouble doing that, though, if you're currently down a really deep, dark rabbit hole of worry, maybe choose an anchor and focus on that anchor for a bit, and the next time the worry grabs your attention, go back to your anchor and maybe do that for a few minutes, right? Slow it down a little bit. Put the brakes on a little bit. It might make it a lot easier for you to apply those two keys. So I would rather just tell somebody that before I would rather tell somebody, hey, well, you need to start practicing mindfulness and meditation to the extreme. That's just too much. It's going to take a sensitized person, and they're going to overthink it. They're going to worry about it, which is the opposite of what we're trying to do. So, for anyone out there who's saying, Wonder Bro, it seems like this stream is hitting that mindfulness or meditation. Well, maybe it is, but I'm not going to use that term because that's pointless. Let's just call it an anchor. Have an anchor for a second. Slow down for a second. If you're having trouble applying the two main keys, you can't get out of a rabbit hole that you're currently in. And that's what this anchoring system is really good for, are the people who are already so far down a rabbit hole that they can't see the light, right? If that's you and you can't apply these two main keys because you're just so deep down in there, maybe choose an anchor for a few minutes. Focus on it. I'm sure your worry will come back when it does. Accept it, but then redirect the focus back to your anchor. Rinse and repeat. Do that for a few minutes. Pump the brakes a little bit, and it might make it easier for you to then get up and carry on with your day and use these two keys, right? So you can put this in your anxiety toolbox, so to speak, and you can pull this out whenever you need it, right? Maybe some days it's a little easier, it's a little bit more effortless for you to be like, okay, that thought, whatever it is, what it is, and then you just go back to living, no big deal. Or that symptom comes, okay, I'm not going to add worry to that, and you just go back to living, no big deal. Maybe some days you can do that, and that's perfect. But maybe other days you might have to reach in your toolbox and pick an anchor and settle down for a few minutes, slow down for a few minutes, right? You're so deep in that rabbit hole of worry, you can't seem to get out of it. Maybe you do need an anchor for a minute or two, 5 minutes, whatever, 3 minutes, whatever. Enough to slow the hell down a little bit, right? So you see what we're getting at here. The two main keys haven't changed on you. They'll never change on you. They never have, and they never will. I'm just trying to give you another little tool that you can add to your tool belt here, that maybe on some of those really tough days where you're already so far down the rabbit hole that you can't see the light, you can pull out and say, okay, well, I'm going to settle down, calm down for a second, focus my attention on an anchor for a minute, put things into perspective, right? The worry comes back, I go back to my anchor. The worry comes back, I go back to my anchor. You do this for a few minutes, and it's usually enough to pump the brakes to make using the two main keys easier, right? So again, today's stream all about just trying to give you another little tool to maybe help you apply these two main keys, because sometimes, man, these triggers are tough. Sometimes these thoughts are a mile a minute and you're just so worried you don't even realize you're doing it. Sometimes these symptoms are strong. I understand. So just another little tool to give you, right? Maybe you can try it on a really tough day. Maybe tomorrow, if you have a really tough day, you can try it. Maybe, next week you have a really tough day, man, I just can't seem to apply these two keys. Okay, well, let's focus on an anchor for a bit, right? My worry comes, I redirect to the anchor. My worry comes, I redirect to the anchor. You do that for a few minutes, and it's enough to pump the brakes a little bit. It's enough to separate you from your worry habit. It's enough to help you get out of that rabbit hole a little bit. So just add this to your arsenal of advice that you've learned here on the channel, and take it out if you need it, right? Take it out if you need it. That's all today's stream was about, just giving you a little tool. So just to kind of wrap this up, what are the two main keys? Stop fighting with your thoughts and feelings, aka worry, and live your life, right? If you're having difficulty doing that, maybe calm down for a minute, focus on an anchor for a bit, and then get right back to it. And like I said, maybe some of you out there will continue to go forward and never need to purposely pick an anchor, so to speak, ever. Maybe you're just really, really good at what you do. Two main keys, awesome. Thought comes, fuck it, I don't care anymore because I know what's up. Symptom comes, fuck it, I don't care anymore, not adding the worry, and you just keep living, and you're just a beast at that. Congrats. Maybe you never need to pull out this whole anchor system ever. That's fine. Whatever, right? If you're not worrying, great. Pat yourself on the back. You're doing good. But if you're so deep in that worry that you're just bombarded by it and you can't seem to apply the knowledge that you're learning here, maybe it would be helpful to add this little anchor system to your bag of tricks, right? So if you did enjoy today's stream, guys, make sure you give it a big thumbs up. I really would appreciate it. We got Kate in the chat. What's up, Kate? We're going to pull up some music. I was not prepared. I don't have the music ready. We didn't listen to any Miami Vice last time we streamed, so let's do that. Sanchez requested that last stream, and I never got around to it. So let's try to do that now. Also, we did have a tip, like mid-rant. I did not forget about you. I believe it was from, I hope I say this right, Adrian. I think that's how you say that. Adrian, $6 tip. Thank you so much, dude. First tip of the day. I appreciate you. We're on a 142-day streak, chat. Thank you so much, Adrian. I appreciate you. Let's see. Music. We got an ad to sit through real quick. I was silly enough to buy a really strong, large coffee the other day, and because my skull meat size has been struggling like a sloth in a hurricane. Crashing. Oh, that was really loud. Hope that didn't bust any eardrums. Okay. Sloth in a hurricane. Love it. You got Sanchez in the house today, who has made significant progress on his recovery journey. He'll tell you that he probably wasn't a huge fan of purposely using any anchors, so to speak, but he was more of a, from what I'm gathering from his comments, he was more of an aggressive approach type of person. So for him, every intrusive thought, every worry, every symptom was just met with a big old fuck it. He dropped the worry and moved on. And did that and repeated that, right? So it worked wonders. So, again, you may never have to sit down and say, okay, I'm going to pick something to put my attention on here, and next thought that comes, I'm going to say whatever, and I'm going to go right back to my anchor. You may never have to do that. Maybe you can take after Sanchez and just every thought, every worry, every feeling, say a big old fuck it and get right back to living and drop the worry again and again. Whatever. As long as we get you to drop the worry, dude, I don't care how we get there, right? I've had a handful of people watch my videos and streams in the past come to me with questions like, what is the exact method? Like, what exactly do you do? And it comes down to dropping the worry. And I don't really care how you get there, right? There's not a perfect formula that exists. There's not a perfect set of plans that exists. Right? As long as we can get you to drop the worry, aka the second fear, and live your life, then we're on track. Now, whether you have to use an anchor like we talked about today to help you do that, or whether you can just take after Sanchez and every thought and feeling and whatever comes, you just say fuck it and you drop the worry, or whatever. I don't care how you get to the point of no longer doing as much worry, as long as we get you to the point of not doing as much worry. And this whole channel, really, all these streams, all these videos are just various ways to get there, right? We just talk about the topic, we talk about the subject, but at the end of the day, it's all going to come down to, we got to get you to stop doing that worry, aka fighting with the thoughts and feelings. That's what worry is, fighting with the thoughts and feelings and living your life. If we get you there, I don't care how it is that you get there. I'll give you all the little tools, tips, whatever. You go with what works for you. If we can get you to stop adding so much worry and doing so much worry day in and day out and live your life, we can start to give those nerves a break, right? And that's what it's all about. So hell yeah, F it. Living life. There you go. There you go. Like a lamb at a wolf convention. No business. Hey, what's up, UK? How you doing? Kate, how you doing, Kate? I'm dragging a little bit today. You can probably hear it in my voice. Like I said, I didn't technically plan on streaming today, but I was like, you know what? I want to stream. I want to do a stream. Now we're here. Oh, that is how you say it. Okay, thank you, Adrian, again for the tip, dude. I really appreciate it. Thank you. I think we did a stream. I'm not exactly sure when it was, but it was an amazing stream. It's been a little while ago where we talked about how all these terms come back to one thing, and that's fuck it. Right? We talked about mindfulness, we talked about meditation, we talked about the word acceptance, we talked about the word no longer, the term no longer adding second fear. We took all of these great teachings, acceptance, first and second fear, mindfulness, meditation. We took all of these great teachings and we boiled it down to fuck it, because really at the end of the day, that's what it is. You can dress it up as nicely as you want to, but that's really what it is at the end of the day. What does mindfulness teach you? It teaches you to be aware of what thoughts come and to not follow them, to go back to living, to redirect your attention back to living instead of fighting with the thought. Meditation, same thing. What does acceptance tell you? A thought comes, don't fight with it, don't argue with it, just accept it. People say present moment. What does that mean? You're living in the present moment. You're not living in worry. What do all these things come down to? It comes down to fuck it, right? It comes down to fuck it. I had that thought, fuck it. Not going to add to it. I had that symptom, fuck it. Not going to add to it. When I say add to it, I mean worry. I had that thought, I had that feeling, I'm in this situation. Fuck it. Not going to add worry to it. Not going to add worry to it, right? So it's funny how that works. I missed the ad today. I'm very slow today. But it's funny how that works. It all comes down to those two words. You can't always, in some social circumstances, go around telling people to say fuck it. But when you really break all those fancy terms down, I hate to burst any bubbles, but that's what it's going to come down to, is the big old F-bomb. So some people like hearing it put that way. Some people would rather you dress it up nicely and call it acceptance or mindfulness or whatever you want to call it. But at the end of the day, all these terms are going to come down to fuck it. Thought, fuck it, not gonna add the worry. Feeling, fuck it, not gonna add the worry. Situation, fuck it, I'll take the best course of action, but I'm not gonna add the worry, right? Worry, man. The word of the day, the word of the freaking year, worry. That's what we're trying to get you to cut down on. Trying to get you out of that habit, and it very much is a habit. Some people doubt that. I promise you, it's a habit. It's a very strong habit, too. It's one of the strongest habits that exists. And if those two words, fuck it, helps you break that habit, you notice that you're worrying, you just want to say fuck it and come back to reality, you want to rinse and repeat that like my boy Sanchez did, you go for it. I don't care how you get there, but we got to get you out of this vicious cycle of worry, keeping your nerves on edge and keeping your nerves stressed. Right? What about feeling trapped in a job? So you'll notice there when I was giving examples, I said situation, fuck it, not gonna add the worry, just to fuck it. You notice before I said that, I said situation, take the best course of action, but fuck it, not gonna add the worry. So, you know, when you're dealing with real life situations and it's not just an intrusive thought or a symptom that you're trying not to add worry to, but it's a real life situation, you can browse your options, so to speak, for a little bit and see if you have any options, right? And if you have any options, you pick which one suits you best. You pick which one you prefer. And then you take that course of action, but then you still come back to fuck it. You still come back to that. I don't know how many F-bombs you can drop in a stream before your video gets removed, so I'm going to try to cut back on that. We're going to say F it from now on. So I believe that's actually a real thing. Anyway, yeah, take the best course of action, but it's the worry is never worth it regardless, right? How you doing, Riley? Welcome to the stream, dude. I hope you're doing fantastic. Worry, man. Worry, worry, worry. We could do so many videos and streams just on the topic of worry, and we do. Every single stream, every single video that we've ever done really comes back to worry in one way or another, whether we call it second fear or not irrelevant. It's going to come back to this in some way or another. It's such a bad habit, such a strong habit. And you could take everybody that's watching this stream right now and you could all sit them down in a room and you could say, show of hands, you know, and assuming that they're all honest, show of hands, who here is a big worrier, right? You'll see that you have that personality trait, and not even just a big worrier, but an extreme worrier. That's the people that end up in the sensitized boat, is your extreme worriers. So if you're all honest with yourselves right now, you don't have to answer in chat. You can if you want to. You can participate. We could do a show of hands with emojis. Show of hands with emojis. Who here has the personality trait of being an extreme worrier, whether it was before sensitization or whatever? Who here has the personality trait of being an extreme worrier, right? And if you're all honest, you'll see that every single one of you had that personality trait, and I had it too. And it's something that you can work on, something you need to work on, something you have to work on if you want to help heal those nerves. Alright, 1 second, guys. I'm going to step away for just a minute, but I will be right back. Alright. My dog stepped on a bee. Oh, I know where that's from. That entire case has just been a mess on her behalf. But anyway. What's up, Jen? Can you truly stop being a worrier, though? Is it like a type A kind of thing? You can if you work on it, and it's going to take a lot of effort. It's going to take a lot of effort and continued practice. You're going to have to constantly be breaking the worry habit as it happens. It gets easier in time, right? Like a character trait. No, it's absolutely possible. I mean, I wouldn't be here today stating the things that I'm saying if it wasn't possible, right? I'd probably still be in bed peeing in those 2-liter bottles. Not a pleasant mental image, I'm sure. But I wouldn't be here today if it wasn't possible to work on the worry habit. It is a habit, right? It is a habit. You can call it, you can call it whatever you want to call it, but it's something that can be worked on, just like any sort of trait can be worked on, or it takes a very good amount of effort. I'll put it lightly. It takes a very good amount of effort, and it takes consistency, and it takes dedication. It takes all of these things, but possible, absolutely. If it wasn't possible, nobody would ever heal from anxiety or tired nerves. If it wasn't possible to work on the worry habit or break the worry habit, or at least slow down on it, you would never see anybody recover from sensitization. They would enter into it and they would never recover. Because if it wasn't possible to work on the worry habit, they would be continuing to do it and no progress would ever be made. So it's absolutely possible to work on that. High intensity, again, that old intrusive thoughts coming with a reaction. So the question is, right? The question, I'm going to answer the comment with a question. The question is, how are you, or rather, what are you saying in response to that? Is it a bunch of worry? Or are you breaking the worry habit by spotting it, right? Spotting the worry habit. So you get a thought, you get a feeling, you get whatever it is. Do you add a bunch of worry to it, or do you spot that and make the conscious effort to come back to reality and remind yourself, okay, a lot of people today in chat's been saying fuck it, right? Are you making the conscious effort to do that? And that takes a lot of effort, and that takes a lot of dedication. But are you doing that? If the answer to that question is no, I'm not doing that, well, then you found the problem. If the answer to the question is yes, I'm doing that, I'm catching my worry to the best of my ability, I'm not adding any worry, I'm accepting the thought, the feeling, and if I start to worry, I'm catching it and I'm shutting it down. If if you can say that, then we're on track. You're going to be just fine. And if you can't say yes to that, well, that's okay too. We can start working on that immediately, right? Start working on that immediately. At any given point, right? Like, people are waiting to feel ready. People are waiting for the day to come that they dedicate to this. Understand that at any given point, you can start to catch the worry habit that what we call it, the worry habit, and you can replace that. A lot of people in chat's been saying fuck it today. You can replace that with a stern fuck it, and you can come back to life, and then it can come, you catch yourself worrying again, you can come back to fuck it and go back to living your life. That sounds a bit delusional to put it like that, but it's very true. At the end of the day, that's what it is. You've got to shut the worry down. You can't continue to indulge in this horrible habit and expect your nerves not to take a beating. Right? Now, you can't control what thoughts come, you can't control what feelings come, but you can absolutely catch your worry and turn it into shutting it down and getting on with living your life, and you can rinse and repeat that and really, really work on it. And that's what you're going to have to do. You're going to have to really, really work on it, and it's going to take effort. So, at any given point, you can start doing that. You don't have to wait until tomorrow, next week, next month, next year, right? At any given point, you can start doing that. But suddenly I stopped practicing and slack off. So we found the culprit. That's okay. That's okay. You're not to be shamed for slacking off during your recovery and having to feel the results of that. You will feel the results of slacking off as you are currently feeling them, right? But that's not something to be shamed for. It happens. You can get right back on the bandwagon and dedicate again, right? And heal those nerves. You were doing good for a while, you started picking up bad habits again, and now you got some anxiety as a result. That's to be expected. Doesn't mean square one. Doesn't mean that all your progress is gone. It just means you need to get back on the bandwagon. That's all it is. That's all it is. Get palpitations at the gym, but kept going now. It's been a whole week and the palps don't come like before. Does that mean I'm retraining my brain? Absolutely. That's a sure sign that you're making some progress here. You got something that you used to worry about, right, and fight, I'm sure, but instead you decided to face and accept it and drop the worry, right? And now it's not bothering you as much, and you're starting to see the results of that. You're starting to not experience as many symptoms. Absolutely, that is a wonderful, amazing, terrific sign. Keep it up. Keep it up. That's awesome. That's awesome. Guys, the thoughts are not the problem, it's the habitual behaviors. Yes, and a lot of people don't realize that worry is a behavior. So the thoughts are not the problem. I agree with you. The symptoms are not the problem. The situation's not the problem. The problem is the habitual behaviors, and worry is a habitual behavior. It's something that you're mentally doing, which takes energy, which takes conscious, it's a conscious behavior that you're doing. Sometimes it can seem unconscious because it's such a habit, but it is the habitual behaviors, right? The worry. So the thoughts aren't the problem, the feelings aren't the problem, situations aren't the problem. It's that you get up in your head and you start doing the worry. You got to make a conscious effort to catch that and shut that down, catch that and shut that down. This is reminding me of older streams. Once we talked about how it's all about continuing to shut it down. The worry comes, you got to shut it down. You can give yourself an accepting reminder, shut it down, focus back on living life, rinse and repeat. The reason I say rinse and repeat, guys, is because you will be doing that a lot. You got to think about how strong these, like UK said, these habitual behaviors, you got to think about how strong they are. They're really strong. You've been doing them for how many years now? Probably quite a few, right? So when I say rinse and repeat, you got to continue catching yourself worrying, shut it down, accepting statement, accepting reminder, get back to living. When I say rinse and repeat, I mean it. There's going to be a lot of that, right? There's going to be a lot of that. This habitual habit of worry is a very strong habit. In fact, I would argue that it is probably one of the strongest habits that any human being can have. Now, you don't have to be perfect and never worry again, but we do got to cut it down. We do really have to cut it down to make that progress. We have to cut it down. No human being on the face of the earth is never going to slip up and worry ever again. Yeah, everybody's going to worry from time to time, but to a normal, healthy degree. We've got to get yours way down. We got to get it way down. Way down. Haven't been on here in a while because I've recovered. Whomever is struggling, keep using the 2 simple keys and you will recover. Hey, Defender, what is up, dude? I appreciate that comment. Thank you for stopping by and spreading the positivity and the motivation. I appreciate it. Really does help for people who are struggling to read comments like that, give them a little bit of hope, a little bit of faith, and hopefully start using the method, right? Start shutting that worry down. Start shutting that worry down. Hope everyone is having a great weekend so far. around regressive treatments. See if I can find that. Oh, we got an ad I had to catch. Do you think there's any credence to regressive type treatments to address early forms of trauma to try and sure up coping skills? So basically the question in simple terms is, do I think it's beneficial at all to address any sort of old underlying trauma? Is that the question? Sorry, I'm not so sharp today. Like I said, I didn't sleep the most last night, so making sure that I understand the question before I dive into it. Memorial Day weekend barbecue time, Wonder Bro. Yes, Sanchez, get it. Get it. Wonder Buddha. Chatted with you on Instant Messenger more than once in the middle of my worst anxiety. You're truly gifted at what you do, and you're doing so much for people. Thank you, brother. Hey, I appreciate that, Defender. Thank you. Yeah, close enough. So my opinion on the whole trauma topic, the topic of trauma, dealing with trauma, confronting old traumas, things of that nature. My opinion on that entire subject is that we can face and confront and bring up as many old memories and traumas as we would like, and we can feel the emotions associated with that, and we can deal with that and face that, and heal, from these traumas or whatever the case may be. But it's not going to eliminate your worry habit, right? So you can take somebody, for example, you can take somebody who's experienced many traumas in their life, and you can put them through some sort of trauma therapy where they're going to confront and engage and accept and heal from these traumas. But that's not going to break their worry habit. They can face as many traumas as they'd like to face, and they can do that for as long as they'd like to do that. But if they go home and start worrying about their symptoms and about their intrusive thoughts and their anxiety in general, their panic in general, if they go home and just start worrying again, right, well, I guess it's great that they face their trauma, and props to them for doing that, right? Props to them for doing that. But if they don't break the worry habit, then we're going to be more or less in the same boat. If some sort of trauma therapy, which I'm not insanely familiar with, but if some sort of trauma therapy teaches skills such as, I don't like to use the term, but mindfulness, whatever you want to call it, something to help you put the brakes on the worry, if it introduces some skills like that, it could be very beneficial. But like I said, you can face and confront as many traumas as you'd like, but if the worry habit remains, you're still going to be pretty much more or less a miserable person, right? If the extreme worry habit continues to remain, you're still going to be pretty miserable. You're going to be setting those nerves off. It's always going to be, it's always in some form or shape going to come back to that habit. It's the same concept with exposure. You can take somebody to do exposures, right? Let's say they have a specific fear or whatever, a trigger. You can take somebody to do... Ooh, that one got me. That one got me a little bit. Okay, so before I read the tip and who that was from, I'm going to finish that point really quick. You can take somebody to do exposures to face certain fears and triggers. If they're worried the entire time, it's not going to do much good. Why? Because they're going to be setting their amygdala off the entire time, whether they're facing it or not. So that's why we got to eliminate second fear, which is worry. If you're going to do exposures, you go into it with an accepting attitude. And when worry comes, you shut it down. Worry comes, shut it down. Worry comes, shut it down. Then you're going to get the most out of your exposure, right? Same thing with facing trauma. You want to face certain traumas and dig up bones, with a therapist or whatever, so be it. But we got to work on the underlying worry habit too. That worry habit's crucial. It's fundamental. It's got to go. It's got to go. Whether we're doing exposures, whether we're talking about traumas, the worry habit has got to go. In fact, I watched a video once from a psychologist who said you can send somebody out to do behavioral therapy like exposures, but if they're worried before they even start the exposure, and they're worried during the exposure, and they're worried after the exposure, they're not going to get anything out of that, right? Now, those are not my words. I'm paraphrasing a psychologist there who knows a lot about this stuff. You can't take someone to do exposure work and have them worried before and worried during and worried after. They're not going to get much out of the experience. They're just setting the alarm off themselves with the worry the entire time. They're not going to get much out of the experience. So, again, not just my words. That's taken from a psychologist. So that fundamental worry habit has got to be spot it, shut down, spot it, shut down, spot it, shut down. It's got to be worked on, right? That's why I can't just have one main key. That's why I can't just say, okay, live your life, and then I never speak of the second main key ever again. The reason I speak of that second main key is because it's so important. Just like that psychologist said, live your life, do the good behaviors. That's perfect. Live your life and do the good behaviors, but you've also got to work on that worry habit. That's why we've got 2 keys. Stop fighting with the thoughts and feelings, aka worry, and live your life. At this point, I might as well change the 2 main keys to work on cutting back on the worry and live your life, right? But stop fighting your thoughts and feelings. That is worry. Live your life, whatever. Anchoring to a current activity is akin to mindfulness. Yes, you could say that. I just don't use those terms because then people start worrying about the terms, and now we're doing the exact opposite of what we're trying to accomplish. So I don't use a whole lot of terms. So the tip, Soccer Mom coming in with the $20 tip. Thank you so much. Says, thank you, Wonder Bro. I'm starting to feel better. My habitual habit is I keep thinking I'm going to slide backwards to stream anxiety again. So that's worry, right? Worry. It's like that Charlie Brown cartoon, even my anxieties have anxieties. So you notice that you've got the worry there. Spot it, shut it down, spot it, shut it down, spot it, shut it down. Thank you so much for the $20 tip. I appreciate you. We are almost at typical 26 of 50. We're on a 142 day streak. Unbelievable. Thank you guys so much. 142 days is just absolutely mind-blowing. I appreciate you all. Thank you. Thank you for helping keep this show on the road. It's truly a pleasure to be able to do this and to chat with you guys and help people overcome their anxieties. So thank you for making that possible. Man, why is there so many ads in this? I love the Miami Vice soundtrack. There's just so many ads. I don't know why. And I can't seem to catch them today because I'm just like pretty tired and I'm not on the ball, so all good. Yeah, like we were talking about earlier, Sky, terms like mindfulness, meditation, acceptance, all these different terms all come back to the same thing, which is to work on your worry, to cut back on your worry, to have that attitude, right? Spot the worry and shut it down. It all comes back to the same thing. So my thinking is, why introduce terms that people are just going to overcomplicate when you could simply just put it in simple terms and say, hey, fuck it, those thoughts and feelings, and catch that worry and shut the worry down. Just say fuck it, right? Why overcomplicate things with terms when you can just put it like that? I do want to give a special shout out to Soccer Mom, because just about every stream, you might as well say just about every stream, she has been supporting here recently. So thank you. I noticed that. I notice these things. They do not go unnoticed. So special shout out to you, Soccer Mom. I appreciate it. Also, Sky, I don't know if you were around when the stream first started, but I also made it a point to say that you don't technically always have to have an anchor or go to an anchor or do the anchoring. You know, you can do it for like 5 minutes, just enough to pump the brakes a little bit, and then you can, whatever. It's not something you always have to do. It's just a good tool to have. If you're really deep in a current worry rabbit hole, you can pull out, okay, an anchor, I'm going to focus on this. Worry comes, I'm going to take my focus back to that, and then rinse and repeat. And that might be enough to pump the brakes a little bit. And then you can go on with your day, and, when the worry comes, you're better at just saying, fuck it, and refocusing back on living your life again. The whole anchoring thing is normally going to be beneficial when you're really deep into it, and you just need to put the brakes on it somehow, and nothing else seems to be working. Then it can be beneficial. Then it can come in handy. And maybe for the rest of your day, you won't need to do that again. You can just live by the simple mantra, fuck it, and that's enough. And that's enough to make you refocus and keep living and not do the worry. Alright, let's see here. While we've got a small break in chat, I am going to toss out a couple links. Let's see. Tasty. At this point, I'm wondering if I'll be able to make it to tonight. I think the stream took every little last bit of energy I had. That new bed is looking awfully good at the moment. Not gonna lie. Not gonna lie. Cheers for your support and feedback, everyone. Absolutely, Sky. Anytime, dude. Anytime. Anytime. What are your guys' plans for the weekend? Anything exciting going on? Whose house can I stop by for a barbecue? No, Sanchez said he was barbecuing. It sounds so good right now. Not gonna lie. Not gonna lie. Where'd the music go? There it is. Oh, what happened? Did I closed the wrong tab? Oh boy. Oh boy. I'm working in my yard. I'd love to have more people over. Nice. I've been working in the garden pretty much every day. Well, not here recently. It's been really rainy, crappy weather. It's nice to get outside, work in the yard, do some yard work. Always feels good afterwards. Come in and relax. Feel proud of yourself. Fly to Australia, Wonder Bro will have a proper barbecue. Dude, I could go for some barbecue right now. Just the thought of that has made me hungry. Why can't I get it's not wanting to work. There we go. Finally. Finally. My German shepherds are romping around. Got your Wonder Bros steaks and jalapeno peppers. I'm outside, paint my house right, listening to the stream. Nice, dude. Oh, some steaks right now. What I would do for some steaks right now. Sounds amazing. Hope your version of painting houses isn't the same as in the Mafia. Yeah, let's hope. Let's hope. How does that meme of Michael Scott go? All I can do is put on a brave face. Gardening like a mafia boss, whacking weeds left, right, and center. Dude, I'm proud of myself. I'm proud of myself. I got 5 rows of corn and they're all growing. They said it couldn't be done. They said it couldn't be done. But I'm not gonna get ahead of myself. Let's make sure that they're gonna continue to grow and be successful before I brag too much. It's my first time ever planting a garden, so the fact that my corn's growing, tomatoes growing, what else? Onion's growing. I got some lettuce in the ground. The fact that everything's growing, I'm proud because I've never done this before. So, hey, who would have thought I could actually grow something? I never would have imagined. Latoya? Ray Latoya? Is that how you say that? Past? Is that somebody I should know? Because I'm going to feel really shitty if that's somebody I should know. Goodfellas? I mean, I've heard of it. I'll be honest with you, I've not really watched. I mean, I've watched some of The Godfather. I've never watched Goodfellas. Is that like more or less the same thing? the same genre of movie? I don't even know. You guys are probably appalled right now, but
Donation.
oh my god. Whew. That one. That one. That's the one. That's the one. That is the biggest jump scare I've ever gotten from a tip before, right there. I was so deeply focused. I was gonna I was going ahead and doing the thumbnail for today's stream since chat was a little slow. And I was very focused on doing that thumbnail, and then whew, okay. $24 tip coming in from Lucy. Lucy, thank you so much. Thank you so much for the adrenaline rush. I appreciate you. That puts us at tip goal, guys. We're moving on to 143. Say it again, 143 day streak. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate you. Huge shout out. Huge shout out. Sorry about that. No, don't be sorry. Don't be sorry. Enjoy it. Enjoy it. People tend to enjoy giving me a bit of a spook. It's all in good fun. It's all in good fun. Who doesn't like a good jump scare, right? Thank you so much, Lucy, for the $24 tip. I appreciate you. Soccer Mom, and who else was it? Adrian. Thank you guys so much. 143 day streak. Thanks to you guys. I appreciate you. Yeah, don't apologize. It's obviously my fault. If I would just turn down my headset, it wouldn't be a problem, but I either forget to or I just refuse to because people seem to enjoy the jump scares, so we just let it happen. We just let it happen. Thank you again so much, Lucy. I appreciate you. And thank you to all of you who have stuck around for this entire stream. I know it was a bit of a, I don't want to say it wasn't a bad stream. In fact, it was a really good stream. I feel like we covered a lot of good points today, but it was a slow stream. Like, I'm not very energetic right now. So if you stuck around, I appreciate it. Definitely not a bad stream, but a very, very slow, not much energy today sort of stream. A lot of good points, though. I'm happy with it. Cheers, Sky. Have a good one, dude. Thank you for stopping by and supporting. I appreciate you. When you say you're tired, I would never know. Yeah, I don't know. I woke up today. Something woke me up today. Instead of going back to sleep, which was very tempting to do, I decided just to stay awake. Like, you know what? Let's go ahead and get the day started. Here it is, almost 8 p.m. I am paying for that decision, but that's okay. Nothing wrong with being a bit tired. I'm glad it's not super noticeable, though. That's good. Wish I could give more. No, absolutely. What you've done is enough already. Thank you for taking us to tip goal. Starting to get burpy. Alright, beautiful people. Let's look at our numbers here. Chat starting to die down. We're past that 1 hour mark. We don't seem to be having any comments or questions, anything really rolling in right now, so I think it's a perfect time to go ahead and start to wind it down. I just want to say thank you guys for watching and supporting today's stream. You know it always means a ton to me. So grateful for each and every one of you. Have a beautiful rest of your Memorial weekend. Remember to spot that worry and shut it down. That is the main practice right there. I love you guys. No matter where you feel like you're at currently in your recovery, you will get there. All right? I'm going to go ahead and get on out of here. Until next time, as always, stay awesome.